Shalom, dearly beloved. So today I want to talk to you about the greatest battle you will ever fight. The greatest battle you will ever fight is the battle of change. Change is not automatic. It is a progressive process that requires your yieldedness and your cooperation. We often think our warfare is always with some giants in the sky, some beasts that we have no power over, but truly it begins with the little thoughts. Romans 12:2 says, "And do not be conformed to the world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind, that you may prove what is that good and acceptable and perfect will of God." The battlefield of the enemy has always been in our mind. How you see a thing will determine the degree to which it magnifies in your mind. And that is why we have something called the reticulum activating system. What this does is that it reproduces or replenishes whatever information you give to it, whether good or bad. So if you look at it from a practical standpoint, you realize the experiences you have in life is not as a result of somebody trying to control you like a genie and determine what experience you would have or not. It is really about how we hear and what we hear and see. All these come together to determine our experiences in life. So the moment you begin to pull out the blame card, first think about what you are allowing into your mind through what you hear. 2 Corinthians 10:4 says, "For the weapons of our warfare are not carnal, but they are mighty in God for pulling down strongholds, casting down argument and every high thing that exalts itself against the knowledge of God, bringing every thought into captivity to the obedience of Christ." Note this, there is a knowledge that is always able to counter what you think are strongholds. This surely gives us a glimmer of hope that there is always a way out of any situation. Now, focusing on the mind, our minds are made up of thoughts and imaginations, which later become the beliefs we live by, whether knowingly or unknowingly, and even replicates more in our lives. Now, what you don't know is that right thinking produces right living. The moment you do not rebuke any negative thoughts in your mind, it becomes a landing pad for the enemy to now begin to influence your life. After redemption, what was left of the devil was deception. He truly has no power over you except the power you give it. So if any negative thought comes into your mind and you do not deal with it, it eventually becomes the images that we begin to imagine, and eventually becomes the strongholds that are too late to pull down. But thanks be to God that through His Word, we are able to pull them down. Your winning strategy against these things is by feeding on the Word of God. Let me take that again. Your winning strategy against these things is by feeding on the Word of God. The devil brings thoughts that come by what we read or saw or heard. So usually, the only way to silence its wiles is to speak the Word of God back to him. The devil comes to suggest thoughts and ideas to you, and your winning strategy is to go back to the Word of God and speak the Word back to him. The devil likes attention, and that is why his subtle way of distracting you is by allowing you ponder on his suggestion. But you should know by now that everything he speaks is a lie only to deceive you. I have now come to the conclusion that do not allow anything distract you. Do not allow anything distract you from the very thing that will give you life, and that is the Word of God. For your fight is your feeding, and your feeding is your fighting. So always be careful about what you feed your mind with. What I mean by that is, the more you feed on the Word of God, the more you gain boldness, the more you gain rhema, and the stance to overcome every lie of the enemy. And by that, you put him back in his place. Mind you are not operating for victory, but rather operating from victory. Meaning the end has already been declared, you have won, and there's nothing anybody can do about it. If there's anything I've relearned in the past few months, it is that the devil will come for your confessions, Fight for them. Don't agree. He will try to capitalize on everything that looks like they are not working to discourage you and bring you down. But you must have that coconut head and stick to your confessions, even with tears in your eyes and sweat in the middle of the hardest heat wave. Holding on to the last testimony till you see the next one. Hold on and press on. Milk it. Keep it before your eyes. You know what David did? David mastered the act of recounting all the things God has done for him and for Israel. And in the moment he shifts from despair to hope, he began to meditate on the last testimony. Remember, God is always good, and we must never forget that. If you made it this far, I want to say God bless you. And do like, do share, do comment, do subscribe. And let's keep growing in the Lord. Remember, you are deeply loved by God. Shalom.